Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sheila here in Boho Daydreams, and welcome to my channel. So we are here with, I believe, the last tutorial on finishing up creating Amour, and we're going to attempt, this is my second attempt to bind up the Amour. And it's not that it's so difficult, it's just a little bit laborious. Well, at least I find it a little bit challenging. I haven't done a lot of this. So some of the pieces that you're going to need, excuse me, you're going to need your journal papers. And I'm sure that Sally went through how to lay out the journal papers to kind of stagger them a little bit. Excuse me. You're going to need your spine. And in one of the videos you saw that I had already glued this on. Well, I had made the spine wrong, so I needed to redo the whole journal cover. So we're going to put that off to the side. Let's see, what else do you need? You'll need a ruler, you'll need a book, you'll need your twine or whatever it is that you use to bind your book. You'll need some large holed needles, strong needles, and I use this thread. It's a waxed linen thread, and it works very well, it holds very well, and it tightens very well. And these are darning needles, so you can just get those, I think, even at a Walmart. Let's see, what else do you need? You're going to need templates. You'll need one for your spine, and you need one for the pages. And I had to punch these out in advance because it was just going to take too long on camera since I don't know how to edit. So you take and measure your spine. It's about 1 by 2-ish. So you cut out a piece of paper that's about the same width and length, and then you take and mark off. You find your center. You find the center like this, and the center like this. And then you just mark off the length on the top, coordinates to the length on the bottom, and then you just evenly place your little binding holes evenly. And then you'll do the exact same thing for this, and mark the top on both of them so that they coordinate perfectly. See how that coordinates perfectly? Top to top. Otherwise, you'll probably be a little bit frustrated if you've got them off center. All right, so what else do we need? We need this and the crocodile, and that's simply to punch these holes, and I already did that. Because it's chipboard, the needle won't go through, so I punched the holes in advance just to spare you. Let's see, what else do you need? You will need some little clips like this, or binder clips. You'll need your awl. You might need a pliers, and you'll need some buttons. You'll need 5 buttons, and I'm missing a button. Where did my button go? Oh my goodness. Oh, there it is. And you'll need some beads, and these are going to hang off of your thread where you tie your signature. And let me think, is there anything else that you need? You need a nice heavy book where you can punch your holes in. All right, so when I did my spine, make sure that you have the front of the book, flip that over, and then the top. Because if you do it backwards, then the top is going to be here, and then when you flip it over, your holes might not match. So these match perfectly. And what I did is I secured them top and bottom. You have to be careful. This The velvet is a little bit temperamental because it's got slide to it. So when you think you're all lined up and then you go back and you're like, oh no, not lined up. So that's what I did. I secured them. And then I used my crocodile and I just clip, 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 clip all along. It was really, really simple. So we did that. And then these are pre-punched because this was the second take and it was just not lining up. And then I made an error, so then I had to start all over again. So my holes are punched, but I lined them up with my binder clips, and then I think everybody's probably knows how to poke those holes into the center of the pages. So that's what I did, and I used the binder clips to hold this in place. And then I put a needle into the center just so I have everything neatly spaced, and I can proceed from there. Oops, I'm already losing it. I already poked myself twice doing this. So this is going to be take number 2 with trying to bind it using the button method. So here we go again. So I want to line up my buttons on my spine, and I had them neatly lined up. I believe they went like this. Like that. And you just do whatever looks cool for you. Then this is where I made my mistake, because I take 4 lengths about of this. Well, actually I got 5, but then this is the center, and because of the way I'm binding it so that it's going to be one thread. So I did this. So I'm going to go to the center now with my thread. I already lost, oh, there they are. And it's really important because I only want to use one thread. So I'm going to just go to the center. Where was my center mark? I think my center mark was right there. So this is going to bind the top, and this is going to bind the bottom. So I want to keep my threads apart. So now I've gone through, I think, have I gone through the first? I did. Okay, so this is kind of a little bit tedious. So I take my center button and let's see. Sometimes I turn them over because I like them better turned over. Make sure that you're going through the buttonhole like this. Because in my previous attempt, I had gone over the side. Can you see that? In my previous attempt, I had, instead of going through this hole, up and over, I had gone off to the side. And that just doesn't work. Now you have to go back through the hole that you just came through. And this is where it's a little bit laborious. Sally was very happy when I said, oh, I'll do the binding. Because I already did a couple of books. I'll do it. And I forgot that I don't edit, so maybe I'll be learning. Oh my goodness. So this is what you do. Oh, it looks good. Looks like I'm getting to the top of it. And sometimes just by luck, you'll come straight back up and there's no problem. All right, so let me see. Yeah, strings are good. Whoops. I want a little bit more. Okay. So I wanted a little bit more thread. It was a little unequal. So I wanted just a little bit more. And make sure that they're tight. Then I go to the bottom. And if any of you have like a better method of doing this, oh, please share. Okay, so here we are. We're at the bottom. Just have to bind the bottom. There we go. All right, so make sure they're tight. Good. Now you grab your bottom button. Make sure I'm in screen. And do that all over again. It's a little more challenging with this one because now it's a little tightened. And try not to go through your thread because it doesn't. Oh, good. Look at this. Oh, blessing. All right. So make sure it's tight. Good. And now I'm going to go through this one. Making sure it's tight. All right, and I want this one. Sometimes I'm really lucky. And sometimes it's just wiggling it through. Oh wow, I just thought I was going in the wrong direction. Is that the front? Yep. So I might have to let Sally do this tutorial if I was going in the wrong direction. If I had my signatures in upside down. Oh my goodness. there, I think. No! See? See this? This is what you don't do. Ah. Oh my goodness. Now I have to get that out. Okay. Oh. All right. See, that's what I was trying to explain. That's what you don't do. Because that's what I did when I had to start over. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see if maybe I can be blessed a second time with finding all those little holes. Yes! All right. Make sure that's nice and tight. And it is. All right, so now we start on the other side. Excuse the nails. That's still the residual dye. We had the dye days. And that's up and coming. There's a video coming on that. Oh, yes. All right, let's put that one. Just put that one there. And I'll put that one on the bottom. I like this button. Make sure this one will fit. Yes. Here's hoping. Get rid of this. I don't need it. Oh, make sure you go through the hole, because I just didn't. Again, I don't know how many times I have to do that. I think I did it quite a few times too with the other amours that I created. I think that was one of those things that happened a little more often. So I think you get what I'm doing here. That is kind of a bit of a pain, but it looks so pretty. It looks so very pretty. So you make sure that your thread was tight coming through to begin with. What did I do? Oh, nothing. Yes. And now you go through here. Last one. For goodness. Pull it tight. Check on the other side to make sure it's tight, and it is. Like that. Make sure you're going through the button. Now we're going to go back through, and if you're lucky, then you'll just come right back up through. If you're lucky, you'll come right back up through all those little holes. Yes! Blessing. Let's make sure it's tight. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Isn't that pretty? All right, so we did. Now, one thread's on this side, one thread's on the left side, this thread goes on the right side, and then we're going to tie them off right here. Kind of nice to have a second set of hands right now when you're tying it off. There. All right. So it is bound. How pretty that looks. All right. So now I'm going to attempt to put some beads on. And I don't cut these threads off at all, because whoever is going to get this journal can do that themselves, because they know where they'll want those beads at. So now I'm going to thread the beads. And when you're choosing your beads, choose them so that the hole is going to be big enough so that your thread will go through. The wax thread actually works pretty good. Sometimes you have to just clip the end off a little bit so that, because it's a well-used, that's a well-used end, so that it can go through. Eek. It's never usually very difficult to thread them if the holes are big enough. It's just I'm not wearing glasses, so it kind of is a little more challenging. Then just knot off where you would like your beads to sit. And I also knot them at the top. Oh, that might be a little bit too tight. But I don't cut them off so that you can make them as loose or as tight as you want them. You can tie that off later. All right, so look at this. Isn't that pretty? Oh, isn't she pretty? She just needs her letter and her tags and her beautiful little beads. Here's the face. We're going to glue that on. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at her. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this. And I'm just going to say for now she's finished. I'm going to glue this on later. I want to work with her a little bit more. Putting in her tags, because her tags are sitting here already. There's a letter that needs to be created yet from the kit. Look at all these. Aren't they pretty? So pretty. So that is the binding, and I'm sorry, I'm still a little bit new with all of this. It took a lot of courage to do this tutorial. Please give me any criticism and help. Please help me to make great tutorials like all of you make. I'm just learning. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.